What's up, everyone? Before we get into today's episode, I got a few things to get off my chest. A lot of people reach out to me about how to start a podcast, where can they go to get information about podcasting, and what kind of resources can they tap into so that they can get started podcasting, like I said, or they can help them see through their journey as they've already started podcasting. So what I decided to do was team up with the programs that I use that got me started in order to share a blueprint that can help guide you to your podcasting journey. In every episode, I will be introducing a new resource to access in hopes that this may help you in your podcasting adventure. Now, today's episode is sponsored by Fiverr. I love Fiverr. Okay, let me just start with that. I love Fiverr. I discovered them in the beginning when I was trying to be selfish and say, you know what, I can do this all by myself. I can edit audio, I can edit video, I can create my own logo, I can do all of these things by myself. And then I crashed and I realized that, oh wait, there are people out there that I can ask for help from who are actually more skilled in these things than I am. But because I was being so selfish and thinking that if I give that power to someone else to help me with my podcast, that means I'm no longer partaking as much in my podcast and it's no longer me. That is so untrue. You know, it is okay to reach out for help and to ask for some type of assistance. That way you can still focus on your podcasting, focus on what you're skilled in, and allow those other things that those people are skilled in to help you guide you through your journey so that you are not feeling overwhelmed, you don't crash, and you don't feel like this is not something that is for you or not something that you can do, because you can do it. And if we support each other, then we can see each other through it. So hopefully this may help you. Again, please go below and click the Fiverr link and check out Fiverr for your independent business endeavors. Okay. Happy podcasting, everybody. And let's get into the episode. And we back, baby. And what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Grown Up Podcast, where you already know what we do. We talk about that grown up shit, and I'm your favorite host, your favorite grown up, Derek, here back on the ones and twos. So glad, so happy that I'm getting back in the swing of things. I'm trying to stay consistent, get back on a posting schedule. You know what I mean? Last month I took a semi break, but still was kind of working. I still did a couple interviews. I still recorded and actually ended up just releasing an episode. If you haven't listened to that episode, please go stream that episode with life coach Esther Murray. She was so amazing. She was such a gem. She dropped so many beautiful words for me and beautiful words for you guys. So please go and tune into that episode. And I did another interview that I actually dropped on my Instagram, and hopefully maybe I can try and see if I can convert that somehow to possibly upload it here. But as I'm trying to gain more traction on to my social medias and try and be more present and try and really connect with you guys on a different level, I went live. I went live with Truth Teller Productions. They're an independent record label that are getting it out the mud, and they're so amazing. Such great, humble, family vibe people, and you know, one of them is actually my blood brother, and so you know, it's all just family vibes on there. It was a great interview. I'm so appreciative of them. Shout out to Robin Hood, aka Miriam A. Hyman. Shout out East O, and shout out Air Jordan. They're such great people, and I'm so humble, and I'm so glad that I got to speak with them, got to host them here on the podcast, and you know, they opened themselves up to me and embraced me like family. And so, you know, I appreciate them. Go follow their Instagram at Truth Teller Productions, you know, all of that. And of course, like I said, go follow me at the Grown Up Podcast, and the interview's up on there. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out. You know, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate y'all. Y'all my grown up family. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? So I always got to start the episode off by thanking listeners, subscribers. You guys are really troopers with me, even with my ups and downs, even with my inconsistencies. You know, I really try and still, this is the Grown Up Podcast. You know, this is me adulting, trying to figure out something that I love to do, and I'm gonna have my ups and downs. I'm gonna make mistakes, and I want to be as transparent as possible and take accountability as much as possible, because I'm learning and growing just as well as everybody else, and so I appreciate you guys for listening to my journey and being a part of it, and it really means a lot. I checked the other day, we actually have 5,000 all-time streams, and to me that is such an accomplishment, just to start from seeing where it was with just 20 all-time. Let's just start there, 20 all-time, and then 50 all time. Then when it reached 100, I was like, wow. Then 1,000, I was like, holy shit. And now we're at 5,000 all time, and that's not like per episode. I'm not getting 5,000 streams per episode, but as overall people actually tuning in and really listening to what I have to say, that warms me more than having thousands and thousands of streams per episode, because at least I know that someone is out there listening to me, and they actually, they're really intrigued. And so that is so humbling to me, and I'm much appreciative for you guys, and I love you guys, and y'all are my family for sure. I had to change your name from Grown Up Gang to Grown Up Family, because we're family. It's a vibe here. It's love, it's care, it's compassion, you know what I mean? So with all that being said, here on the Grown Up Podcast, before we get into what the episode is really going to be about, here on the Grown Up Podcast, we talk about it all here. What I'm saying? We're on the Grown Up Podcast in hopes of opening the dialogue to embrace the many ways of handling life and gain different perspectives from people of all works of life. You know what I mean? And I hope that by connecting with so many diverse people, that I'm also showing others to be open, to everything and everyone, because you never know which opportunity can come from that. You know what I mean? God bless Esther Murray. She reached out to me via email, and she told me that, she's been listening and tuning into my podcast, and that amazed me. And I was like, wow. And, she's an independent person trying to find her own way and her own path. And you'll learn that when you tune into the episode. And so it was so refreshing and so great that she reached out to me, and that we had that dialogue and that connection, and was able to set up the interview, and I was able to connect with her. And so, I'm really just trying to just do my part of what I think I'm put on this earth for, and people are flocking to it. And so I'm grateful for that. And so, yeah, I appreciate everyone. So, let's get it started. Let's get to the episode. First of all, I apologize. I sincerely apologize to all of my listeners and subscribers. It's been a journey, as you guys know. I've been experiencing a lot of ups and downs, and it has been a serious roller coaster for me. What does that mean? That means that I've been going through it. And I believe that you guys already know that from, a lot of the ups and down episodes that I've been posting. And I have just recently kind of started coming around to gaining more perspective as far as like where I'm supposed to be going and how I'm going to get there. And I'll explain that. So, as you guys know, I applied for school, I got accepted, and I'm starting next week actually. And I'm really very excited because it's online, and so it still taps into my spirit of being like a free spirit, and not really want to be confined to the classroom. And so this is going to be very fun, of being like taking accountability for myself, of signing in, making sure I'm doing my assignments and stuff like that, but also having the freedom to do it anywhere that I want to. And so, and then also it's also checking off something that I wanted to do on my list of things that I wanted to accomplish for myself, which was obtain my bachelor's degree. I really did want to, but I didn't want to solely go to a four-year university right off the bat. And that was because my first experience of going to a four-year university right off the bat was not successful. And I truly wish that I would have taken the route initially to go to a community college, because I actually did have an opportunity to attend a community college full ride and continue playing sports, but I turned it down because I didn't have that perspective to see that and be like, okay, this is also an opportunity and a road that I can go down, and you know what I mean. So anyways, needless to say, now that I'm full circle and I had to go through that part in order to get to this part and know what I wanted to do and really accomplish and how I could, and I can actually apply myself, I did it, and so now back in school starting next week. So I'm not quite sure how I want to do my posting schedule. I'm still kind of in between my job schedule because I just got a new job as well, and I've been working pretty crazy hours, and I have shitty off days but eventually I hope they change. But yeah, so I'm having all these changes happen: new job, starting school, trying to just work everything out, figure out a plan, figure out how to manage my time. Another thing that I've done is I've downloaded a planner to my phone because my phone is my life, unfortunately, just like a lot of other people. But it doesn't, and something that I heard on a podcast yesterday, and another reference I'm gonna make a little bit later on, but it's something to use it to my advantage. They said use it, even though phones are taking over, use it to your advantage, and I'm definitely doing my best to use my phone to my advantage by, I use my notes keep my podcast stuff in there. And then a friend suggested like, hey, why don't you get a planner so that you can kind of visually see how you're planning your day out and see how much time you have to be able to do this or be able to do that. And it's actually really been super helpful to really see like, okay, this is what I'm doing from this time to this time. Okay, this is what I'm doing from this time to this time. And it's also helping my relationship where it's like, okay, she can also see like, okay, he's doing this from this time to this time. So, now she can maybe look forward to some type of time that I have to, spend time or whatever. And I am able to hold myself accountable for when I'm not taking that space of the time or whenever the case may be, and it's really nice. And I like that I'm able to gain these perspectives because I open myself to a lot of different people and a lot of different ideas. And, I try not to limit myself and I judge people for the things that they do for themselves. And, because even though she has a physical planner, she has like a physical book planner, like she's that kind of person, to put the sticky notes in the planner and that. But I'm not that kind of person where I love to write. I hate writing. I love to type. I'm a very technical person. I like my computer, I like my phone, I like to type. I don't really like writing so much. So when the suggestion of a planner was brought up, I was like, okay, that is a great idea, but it's also, I'm not a writer, so I don't want to do it like that. And so then I thought about it and I'm like, hey, using my phone to my advantage. So, I'm just trying to do like certain things to really hone in like the person that I'm trying to become, and I'm trying to just be better every day. I'm trying to grow every day. I'm finally settling into my body. I just hit my year mark on T. And if you guys are following me on Instagram at that audio guy Derek. I'm actually going to be going live probably tomorrow to just kind of share a little bit and give you guys some perspective on like what I've been going through as far as that, because I want to share enough on the podcast, but I don't want it to be the entirety of the podcast, because that's not the entirety of me. You know, it's a part of me, and it's something that I would like to share as a part of my journey, but it's not entirely who I am. You know, I'm still me. I'm still Derek, you know, at the end of the day. And so, so you guys follow me there on Instagram. I'm going to go live and kind of explain, you know, what I've been going through and things like that. But just to give you guys like just a little basic right here, you know, I just hit my year mark last month for taking tee shots. So I've been on tee for a year now. Top surgery again was in January of this year. It was very successful. I'm very happy, satisfied with the results. I'm just taking things a day at a time. You know, some changes are coming. Some changes are still, you know, in its effects, but I'm seeing the beginnings, or like the middle, maybe like the percentage, like I'm seeing the percentages go up of like getting to 100%. And so that in it for me in itself is like acceptance in that moment of the percentage that I'm seeing, and just, you know, settling with that and being okay with that. And I'm not really trying to show it off that much. Like I'm not posting, I'm not doing vlogs, I'm not, you know, because and it's something I said on my Twitter, and hope you guys follow me there too, because I say a lot of stuff on Twitter. I say a lot of shit from my mind on Twitter. But yeah, it's like the reason why I'm not posting really a lot about it is because I feel like it's really just a personal journey for me, because this is something that I truly personally chose for myself, because I knew this was who I was. I knew this is who I wanted to be. And personally, it has been extremely difficult. There has been extreme ups and downs. There has been a lot of mental and emotional and physical exhaustion of just going through the motions, and having to experience that also publicly, like, you know, displaying it. It's for me, it's hard. You know, for other people, you know, maybe they need that, you know, maybe they need to physically see the changes or whatever, and have people say, oh, that's awesome, I support you, I'm happy for your journey, you're looking good, and this and that. And, you know, that's great, and I applaud them for their journey, and that's what they would like to do. But for me, I just don't feel like I'm like that. I just don't feel like I need that, because I just feel like I'm me, and me is, you know, doing what I'm doing, you know, just being me. And even though transitioning and being trans, you know, all of that is a part of me, it's not the entirety of me. And so that's what I want people to know when they come into contact with me and when they have interactions with me. It's like, yes, being a trans man is a part of me, but it's not entirety of who I am, because I want people to always know what's on the inside and not what's on the outside, you know, because that is, I feel like, where the most judgment comes is people seeing what's on the outside and taking that for what it is, and not gaining that inside of that person, taking that for what that actually is. So as far as my transition and everything, it's going very well for me. I'm just mentally getting things together. Emotionally, I'm finally settling a little bit more into my emotions. And I'm really getting very much more spiritual, and you know, God is really doing his works in his life for me, and I couldn't be more grateful and more thankful for everything so far. And so that's just like the small update with that. And again, you guys follow me on my Instagram at that audio guy Derek. The link will be in the description below. And, you guys can check out more about a little bit in depth more about my transition and everything like that tomorrow on my Instagram on live. All right. So with that being said, that's pretty much like the update for me. I've just been settling into this new work schedule, about to start school soon. And, I'm just trying to stay working, stay focused. I'm trying to, continue my path, continue what I know that I'm put here to do, and continue to extend myself, with the podcast to other people. And I would love for more people to reach out to me to want to be guests on the show. I would love to talk to, even if you guys want to be guests on the show, I would love to talk to you guys. If you guys have something independent going or whatever, or you have an idea that you would like to talk about, I want this podcast to be as open as possible, because this is an open dialogue podcast. We are all talking to each other and having these conversations with each other on how we can adult better, how we can be better to ourselves, not only literally like to other people, but to ourselves, like our inner self. How are we looking more into our inner self? And I feel like a lot of that is because, I'm a Sagittarius and I'm very philosophical and shit and all of that. But, but really, most of it is that I'm honing into knowing that we all need to connect more. I feel like we're so far away from each other. It's so much hate going on. It's so much violence going on. It's just so much negativity going on. And that's because we're pulling away from each other, and we're not supporting each other and being there for each other like we should be, and really understanding and accepting people and accepting different, because it's okay to be different. I don't know if anyone told you guys, but it is okay to be different. And time and time, there's so many examples of like people understanding it being okay to be different, but for some reason a lot of us are hard-headed, and we're just like, nope, I'm not going to change my mind. It's like, why not? You never know what type of opportunity you can gain, what type of perspective you can gain from just accepting other people and accepting, that they're different and it's okay to be different. And that's that, so that's just a little bit of update about me, about what's going on with me. And, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everyone out there is gaining some perspective, and hope you guys have caught up with the podcast and everything. And yeah, I just really appreciate you guys tuning in and following me, and shout out to all the artists, man. It's been so amazing to be able to support these artists for the past 3 years, going on 4. I'm still continuously getting artists that are messaging me back, that are sending me music, that are wanting to do interviews, and I'm so happy. And I actually, of course, have a brand new Naturally on a Wave artist to introduce to you guys today. And during my little break, I did actually get an interview from him, so that is going to drop. So please make sure you guys are sticking around with the podcast. You're subscribed, you got your notifications turned on, so you know when that interview drops. Okay, so with that being said, this is just an update episode. I appreciate you guys. Next episode, we'll definitely hit on a topic. We'll definitely, I'll hit you guys with something dope, okay? But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of, hey, I'm coming back. I'm getting back on my shit. I'm getting back on my grind. You know how I do when I do my little hiatus. I want to show my love. I want to give you guys an update, not give you too much, but then, I'm going to come back with a banger. So for now, again, I'm going to introduce the brand new Naturally on a Wave Spotlight artist for this month. Please, you guys, go and check him out. Go check the links in the description and make sure your notifications are turned on so you know when our interview drops later on this month, okay? Again, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And let's get into the Naturally on a Wave Spotlight Artist for this month, RONF Diesel. Let's get it.
Best beware stepping on these grounds now.
Throw your ones to the sky.
No other choice, dog, I had to. Gather my race, so it at you. Agitation, being graduated. I'm a strangler, crookedly storming my castle, regardless of favor or rank. Target I out, make a plank. Off of the dank, and I'm feeling like Wiz, but I'm living like Jig, cause I never been shit, and I never had shit, so I can't ever quit. Should I explain? Arduous struggling just to refrain from monstrous urges to bomb like Hussein. I eat them alive with a glass of champagne, no joking. I'm really hoping for ruckus, this heat off the top, man, I'd rather not tuck it.
What's poppin', family? The artist you're tuning into once again is RONF Diesel. The song that you're tuning into is off his latest album, Sleight Work. So please make sure you go straight away to the links below, click him, stream his music, run up the numbers, and make sure you're subscribed to the podcast and your notifications are turned on so you're notified when our interview drops. He actually explains what his artist name means and everything in that interview. So I was happy to connect with him. So please make sure you're staying tuned with the podcast. I appreciate y'all. Please support this independent movement. My links are in the description below as well, where you can go and follow me right away. I love y'all. Make sure y'all staying safe and being kind. We out.
Different, I'ma show you the definition of persistence. Me and my homies all out to get it. You wanna stop that? You all can get it. So stay in your lane and stack up your change. And I'll do the same. Shit that I'm dropping, you might need a crane. They complain from the pressure and barely lifting up a feather. Channel the doubt to overcome endeavor. Sporadic, I'm spitting Uzi, no suppressor. Cool and collected, speak like a professor. Feed off the hate, I'm only getting better. You heard it. Feed off the hate, I'm only getting better. Feed off the hate, it only makes me better, for real.